And right now, cities across the state have started to prepare for what very well could be an intense storm. Our winter storm coverage continues with Fox 61's Stephen Reels, who is now in Hartford. Stephen, you got to hear from a couple of mayors about their plans.
Yeah, Annette, as you can imagine, a lot of these mayors and cities plan to take this storm very seriously, just simply with how intense this snow could potentially be, how heavy it could be, and how fast these winds could end up getting over the course of the next few days. But similar to what Governor Lamont and a couple of other state leaders have said, here in Hartford, Mayor Arunan Arulampulam has asked people to stay inside if they could help it, and the roads have already been pre-treated here ahead of the storm. And the mayor also announced today that the city's parking bans would go into effect on noon tomorrow, which is really just in 11 minutes, in order to give plows enough space to work over the course of the storm. In the meantime, though, the blue light lots here in Hartford, schools and recreation centers will be open for people to park their cars.
We are ready for this storm. We've done this before, but it takes all of us working together, and it is a joint effort to make sure that we're keeping these roads clear, that we're keeping everybody safe in these storms. So we just ask for your patience, ask you to continue to work with us. We're going to do the very best we can.
I also caught up with New Haven Mayor Justin Elicker a few hours ago, and he told me those parking bans in New Haven also go into effect at noon tomorrow. 37 trucks out there, and crews are expected to work around the clock to help clear about 200 streets in New Haven and 800 miles of roads across the city. Now, during the last storm, there was a lot of frustration with how long it took streets to get cleared. But the mayor told me that the best thing people can do right now is be patient and move their cars so crews can clear the roads.
This last storm, we had a real challenge where some people didn't move their cars, and it just makes it much more difficult for our plows to clear the area. But it's going to be a lot of effort by a lot of team members here to make sure that people are safe and those streets are clear. We're asking people to be patient. This is a lot of snow, and we've just got to be safe and make sure emergency vehicles can get in first, and then we'll come back and start working on clearing those streets.
And Annette, we should get a better idea of when these parking bans will come to an end on Monday after the storm passes. But if you want to take a look at if there is a parking ban in your area, we have them listed at the bottom of your screen. You can see going across over the course of our newscast, but you also have a full list waiting for you on fox61.com. Annette?
A lot of helpful information. Now, Stephen, I know you also spoke with Eversource. What did they have to say about impacts that they're preparing for?
Well, the spokesperson says that this truly is a new beast when considering the storm. The last one that we saw in January, that had light and fluffy snow. Very easy for crews to move the snow around. This time around, that snow is expected to be very heavy, so it's expected to add extra attention to utility poles and tree limbs. So a lot of difficulties for crews to deal with. Now, a spokesperson told me that Eversource leaders have kept an eye on this storm for the past several days as it's evolved, and now hundreds of crews will be set across the state so they can address the problems as soon as they come up. But even so, with this type of snow, the speed of the wind, like I mentioned earlier, and the potential blizzard conditions Sam was talking about, issues could take longer to fix compared to the storm from a few weeks ago.
And Stephen, just put it into context for us. How did the last storm compare to the emergency level plans like you mentioned?
So essentially, Annette, Eversource has put into plan their emergency response plan. It's at a level 5 right now. That's the lowest one there is, but essentially there are potentially 130,000 outages that could happen this go around. That hasn't happened yet. That doesn't mean it's confirmed to happen, but the previous storm, those conditions weren't that bad to require this response plan. Those really just kind of were light. They're easy to take care of. This one is quite simply problematic conditions, according to the spokesperson. So as soon as you see an outage pop up in your neighborhood, please report it to Eversource as soon as possible. But for now, live in Hartford, Stephen Reels, Fox 61.